What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got some Formula Athlete duels for you guys to check out, and these make the deck look, dare I say, competent. I mean, that's kind of hard to imagine. Obviously, a lot of people were disappointed in the FA archetype, but if you look far and wide, there actually are a few cards that synergize pretty nicely with the archetype. Now, this guy is running a Machina version, and it does make sense. The Formula Athletes themselves are Machine, so if you have a bunch of them in your hand, you can discard them for like Machina Fortress. That's still a really good card because nobody really runs bottomless anymore. You can run the Machina Megaton, which is another solid card that works really well with the Machina Fortress, and you actually have some ways of adjusting their levels quite frequently and just a lot easier than if you were strictly just going to play the FA cards. In fact, he has a couple in his hand. He has the Pendulum card, Reason Bell, which can take any monster on the field or any of your monsters. It can instantly give it a level up, so you know, make sure FA monsters like level 5, and then you can combine that with this card right here. It's a continuous trap called Marshalling Field, and this one says you cannot special summon monsters except machine type monsters, which is not really a big deal because all he's playing is machines. It says once per turn you can declare a level from 5 to 9, and all level 5 or higher machine type monsters you control become that level. Not only does this make your FAs go to potentially level 9 instantly, which is really powerful because then your FAs get additional effects, they get better stats, and they become a lot harder to kill, but it also opens up some Exceed plays, and then this card actually can protect the Exceeds that you go into. Now, you're probably not going to Exceed, but if you do, that's a possibility. And then if this card is destroyed, it actually replaces itself with a rank up, but you're probably not going to be playing all of that. Anyways, let's go ahead and roll this. I believe this first duel is against ABC. And it looks like he's going first. He's going to summon the Hang On Mock. He makes it level 5. He's going to activate his field spell, and then he's going to set that Marshalling Field. So his dude is already level 9 as soon as he flips over the Marshalling Field. Actually, I think this is against ABC. I'm not 100% sure. It could be against a different deck. But you see how it's already just after being on the board one turn, it's level 9. And now it says, you know, if this card is level 7 or higher, any card that goes to your opponent's graveyard is banished. So now this dude is basically a Dark Claw on the field turn 1, and that's pretty powerful, man. Oh, this is the duel against Fire Kings, which, I mean, Dark Claw against Fire Kings, I heard, is pretty damn good because obviously they want to go to the graveyard. His opponent's going to activate that Heavy Duster Storm. I forget exactly what the card is called, but he doesn't get rid of the Marshalling Field, and he got rid of Risen Bell, but he has another copy. Now, he doesn't attack here because I'm assuming because of the effect of 1 day apiece, and that's the only thing I could think of, but it looks like he's still just kind of passing, not wanting to kill the Ganeshas. I don't know why he didn't attempt to kill Ganeshas, but the thing is, he doesn't really have to do anything. The guy might have Fire King Island, but his graveyard is getting decimated because everything is actually going to the banish pile, and this is almost enough to make Fire Kings not even be able to play. And by the way, let me just pause for a second. With Marshalling Field on the field, look at the stats of these damn FA cards: 3,300, 3,000 attack. Like, this is a very real offensive field, but I think he's actually going to start playing some offense now. The Ganeshas try to activate, which is fine, but they just can't do enough work. I believe that this one right here, the Sonic Meister, can attack 2 monsters this turn, so he basically just clears his board out. Everything gets banished, and Fire King Island is kind of a moot point at this part. Like, he's already lost so many resources. He's gonna banish his copy of Downforce. By the way, turn 1, when he ended up blowing up the FA field spell, it did simply replace itself. So that is one of the nice things about FAs, is if your field spell does get popped, you just get another card to replace it. So that duel was incredibly one-sided, and you guys saw the potency of when you can make your FA monsters like level 9 immediately. It can be mildly annoying. Then the second one, this is the duel against ABC. I believe ABC are going to start first in this duel, and this one isn't going to be so much dependent on the FA monsters, but it's going to kind of show you the Machina side, because Homeboy's going to open up. He opens up okay. He is going to kind of lock himself down a little bit with the Bujin Tsukiyumi. I say that because he locks up his extra monster zone, and then he can't summon ABC Buster Dragon, even though he has Union Hanger and he has Tsukiyumi here. It's looking pretty nice, but he can't summon Buster Dragon. So let's see what ABC or the FA player is going to take. He's going to take Risen Bell. He's going to make his Hang On Mock level 5, and even though he uses Return to the Front, which is going to get him another search, he still cannot make ABC Buster Dragon. Let me pause and size up this back row. So he has that marshalling field again, which obviously can make this guy go straight to level 9. It can make it, you know, a Dark Law once again. He has a recall, which is actually going to put in a little work, and then he has the Storming Mirror Force. Let's see how this is going to play out. He activates that marshalling field to make his card into a Dark Law, which is very powerful against a deck like it. It's just, you know, it's just powerful against anything, but he's going to flip over that Storming Mirror Force, put everything back in the hand, and this is just, oh my god, look at the blowout. Now, I guess this guy panicked, or he's like, I don't know what to do here. I'm going to activate my Tsukiyumi, but in doing that, all of those cards he had in his hand, all of them get banished. So now he's in a really shitty situation where I don't even know if he's going to be able to drop ABC Buster Dragon. He's going to go into Decode Talker, but yo, Decode Talker ain't strong enough to handle this freaking Hang On Mock, man. This thing is 3,600 attack. This fucking thing is 3,600 attack, and it shows no signs of slowing down. Yeah, it's up there at 3,600 attack. He needs to desperately get a big monster on the field. He's gonna go Gold Gadget. He's gonna Torrential. That's what finally got the job done. Now he's gonna summon ABC Buster Dragon, but he gets hit with recall, which I would just say definitely is worth. If you're going to get rid of an ABC Buster Dragon, yeah, you give your opponent a +1, but that thing did not get banished, and your opponent cannot get it back. And keep in mind, look how many of his pieces are actually, this is not his graveyard. All of these pieces are banished. All his Bs are banished, which means the likelihood of him being able to summon ABC Buster Dragon for the entirety of the duel is pretty much donezo. So I would definitely give my opponent that card. Now, he is in a little bit of a weird situation where he doesn't have any summonable monsters. This is a really cute play here. He gave his opponent Oracle of Zephyr. I talked about that in that market watch. It's the same concept as the Gateway of Chaos. You give your opponent a field spell that they can never actually activate, and against ABC, that's pretty important because it means that they can never use that hanger again to search another card. And then he simply gave himself the you know, the FA Grand Prix. Now he's gonna go for, I believe, Gofu here. Now the interesting thing is, I guess he only plays one Decode Talker, because obviously he would have went in the Decode Talker here, but he does not. He just sits on Proxy and Link Spider. I'm thinking he just doesn't have another copy, and I thought, like, okay, well, if the FA guy doesn't have any monsters, this could be the Link beatdown here. We could actually see maybe ABC win due to Link beatdown, and he gets a Desires Pot of Neg 9. He gets the Regeki, which was a saving grace here. It gets rid of both of those Link monsters, but he still does not have a monster himself. Now, this was a cool play. I have never seen this. He activates Shuffle Reborn and gets back his ABC Buster Dragon. That is dope. And he gets a 3,000 attack. Now, it can't use its effect, and it goes back into the extra deck. He's going to recall the Gofu, but, I mean, he has his opponent down to 200 life points, and he top deck Heavy Duster. That is just, that's a terrible top deck. The top deck, the Heavy Dust Storm, but his opponent top decks something just as bad. He top decks Terraforming when he can't use field spells. Now, finally, he has a Machine of Gear Frame, or excuse me, Machine of Fortress. He's going to get rid of that Mega Form. He's going to summon it, and this is a really good standalone monster and a top deck war, because what's going to happen is, even though he got Regeki'd, it doesn't really matter. He simply banishes the Fortress to summon the Mega Form back, so it's not like he really did that much with the Regeki. He just traded one beat stick for another beat stick, essentially, and now he's just kind of getting the job done. Mega Form's going to tribute itself to get Machine of Fortress. This way, if Fortress dies, it can just get the Mega Form back. He's going to use his Heavy Dust Storm, and his opponent says, nah, man, you got it. So, in the second duel, you really weren't seeing the, well, you kind of saw in the early game the FAs take over, and you saw the Hang On Mock be that Dark Law and just be so unkillable outside of the Torrential Tribute, because you have to understand that once it gets to level 9, that thing is strong as shit, and it is a one-sided Dark Law. So if you can protect it, it can mean trouble for most of the decks in the meta. But then in the late game, obviously he took over with the Machina side of the deck, and that's why he runs those. So just a little interesting take. If you guys are interested in this variant, in this build of FAs, of course it will be in the description down below. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. Subscribe if you have not already, and turn on those notifications for daily videos.